right, welcome back to Bayou Time. Our Speaker of the House for Louisiana, Clay Schexnayder, and I'll step out the shot a little bit. Well, he visited Copeland's yesterday here in Terrebonne Parish, and of course, we had a chance to catch up with the Speaker of the House and talk about all of the record-setting monies that were brought into this area, and of course, he had a lot to do with that. You might remember the Speaker visited us on the news desk during Hurricane Ida. And of course, as Speaker, you have to make your way around to different areas. But he was instrumental in getting a lot of monies. And later in this broadcast, we'll talk with the delegation who received a lot of monies. But nonetheless, we caught up with the Speaker of the House, Clay Schexnayder, here at Copeland's. All right, joining me now, the Speaker of the House, and a trip to Houma, by the way. And you've been in Houma quite a bit. You've made a lot of friends from this area. And Clay, talk about what this area means, because I know you've been involved in a lot of help for this area. So what does it mean to come to this area?
And you say a trip to Houma, it's another trip over another trip, right? Yeah. And I appreciate you. Look, coming here and having friends here, you know, with colleagues here from the Capitol is one thing. But when you come down here during devastation like we had with the storms, it brings a whole new light of everything. And coming down here, meeting these people that have been devastated, whether their homes or whether their businesses or whatever it is, and still coming in today, still seeing some things not done and not done. It hurts my heart to be able to come here and say that we haven't done all that we can do when we have done a lot. And I just want to make sure that we get this done. I got one more year left in Baton Rouge, and I want to make sure we take care of the people that take care of the state. So.
But I remember when you came down with some of the delegation from this area, I'm pretty sure it was during Ida, and you came on our news desk at HTV, and it's not I hear this a lot about you, it's not uncommon for you to sort of step out and get a feel for different things, but helping people, where'd you get that from?
You know, my grandfather, him and my mother, my grandfather on my dad's side and my mother were probably the two that I got it from the most. My grandfather was a game warden for 30-something years, and he always told me stories of how he went out during storms and helped people, and just the appreciation he got from going and doing that. My mother the same way. We never went anywhere, even though we wasn't a rich, wealthy family by no means. My mother never turned anybody away, whether it was helping with cooking or helping with sewing and knitting through the neighborhoods or helping kids get to their ball games. She was always part. So that's probably where I got it from, those two. But I can tell you, look, my colleagues down here know this. I think you know this. I don't come down here looking to be somebody that needs to be recognized. I come down here purely from my heart to be able to help. I want to help and make people better, and that's why I come and do it, just to have that part of Louisiana that we all have in us. So that's where I'm at.
But as a speaker, you know, your tentacles got to start reaching out everywhere. It used to be you taking care of your area, but everybody starts pulling on the coat there a little bit. But you seem to go well with that.
And look, I appreciate that. And a lot of people think when you speak here, everything in your district goes away, right? I'm still helping my 4 parishes that I have to. 2 of them really got, not as hard as here, but got hit with the storm pretty well, and flooding in 2016. But just like I just drove in from Kinder, Louisiana. People out there need help as well. They're still recovering from storm stuff. We went down there, met with the chamber on some new legislation that we passed this year to help revitalize those areas and to help bring festivals and things up to life in there, to be able to pull some taxpaying money in there for those sales tax to help them. So it's something that I've adapted to. I love Louisiana. I want to make sure that we leave this in the best shape possible for the next group that comes in after me when in the legislature. So we're going to keep working hard. We're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Now, per capita, this area did really well with monies coming in. I know you were a big part of that, so thank you, first of all. And I think it was record-breaking. We thought Gordy brought in a lot when he was state rep, but God, it was a lot of money coming this way.
It was, and look, a lot of it has to do to the local delegation that you have here. Working with the local delegations, the senator, the House members, Tanner McGee, Zizarang, those guys, all of them, they have done a really good job, and they have been a part of a team that understands we're not always going to get everything we want, and we have to be able to help those people out there. Tanner, Z, Mike, all of them have come to the table and said, look, these are the things that we need to be able to get back and get up and running, but we understand that the rest of the state has needs too, so let's make sure that we take care of those as well. And I think we've done that. I recently went to a meeting in Georgia, met with the speaker there, and he does a analysis on, he has a group out of West Virginia that looks at state legislatures and how they budget, using all these federal dollars that we have and analyzing which states in the Southeast done the best. You know, you always hear we were last, right? We finished third, and we only finished behind Georgia and Tennessee, who did a good job. But the one thing that impressed me the most was one little caption underneath that report that they said was, Louisiana, if a recession hits, because of the way they structured their budget, they will feel the least pains of the recession as they move forward, because we put money towards shovel-ready jobs. Right. That way, that construction can get started. We can have people working, making money, putting it back into Louisiana. So I'm proud of our guys here in this area and making things happen. And I think we're going to finish big coming this next session.
Yeah, real quick, because I know you got some people that want to talk to you, but you've ridden with Gordy a lot, and I'm sure Reggie a lot, and Tony, Alfred a lot, and I'm sure you heard levy, 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 but how many times did you hear the word rocks from Gordy?
Oh, way too many times, way too many times. You know, when I first got in the legislature, Gordy sat right behind me, and I was lucky enough to have Gordy as a friend, not only as a friend, as a chairman, and somebody who taught me a lot about the legislature when I went in. That was the first position that I ever got elected to, and I was scared to death when I first got in there, but Gordy helped guide me through there, and we helped each other get some things in our district that we needed to get. So.
I learned one thing about Gordy: he wears yellow shirts a lot, and because he drops mustard on his shirts a lot, so it blends in beautifully.
It blends in perfectly. Look, Gordy's been a good friend. I'm sure, you know, Gordy has big plans for down here to get things done, and I want to be a part of that as well. So,
final question, Lieutenant Governor. Tell you what, the word's getting out, and how's it going? How's it? Is it official? Is it you making it official tonight, or what's the plan? So, it's not 100% official, but it's probably 98% official. We have been traveling the state, talking to people who are in that industry, and we're getting really good feedback. I can tell you that I was worried a little bit in the beginning on just name recognition, being able to get out there and have conversations, but people have surprisingly stepped out and said, hey, look, we want to be a part of that. We want to keep Louisiana moving forward, and we think you're the man to do it. So yes, the winds are blowing that way, and you'll get an official announcement out of us soon. All right. Thank you for your time, Mr. Speaker. We appreciate it, and thank you for what you've done for this area.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Thank you.
We also caught up with the local delegation. We caught up with the Speaker Pro Temp, and that, of course, is Tanner McGee. We also caught up with one of the state representatives who also was very instrumental in bringing that money here to Terrebonne, Jerome Zarang, along with Senator Mike Fazy and Parish President Gordon Dove, who once served as a rep with the Speaker of the House. What a delegation. You heard me talking with the Speaker of the House a while ago, and he talked about all of these gentlemen and what they've done for the area. I'm just going to go left to right. That way nobody gets upset that they went first. Tanner McGee, you've seen him on HTV quite a bit. The amount of monies that were brought in to this area, when I say area, our viewing area really, was incredible. If you take it per capita, you know, matter of fact, I told him I hadn't seen that kind of money since Gordy Dove was a state rep. And it's incredible what came down, but it just shows me that y'all are all working together, and I guess we're here to talk about Clay tonight, but he did give y'all a lot of kudos.
Absolutely, and I mean, it's about our team, it's a partnership. I mean, whenever we were putting together the budget or capital outlay, we work closely with him, and he never tells us no. So that's been a really, I mean, without him, any moment he could have said, we're not going to do that. And every time we went to him and said, I need this money for the port, or Z, or Mike came to him and said we need money, or even Gordy called him up, you know, and asked for things, he always gave us a pathway to try and get there. So we always figured and worked it out, and that really comes from his leadership, absolutely.
And Z, if we could get you in, to me, what he just said, it's a trust factor to me. And when there's trust among elected officials, that goes a long way.
Well, trust is built on working together and demonstrating that, you have the best interests of the people at heart. Again, the delegation has worked well together. Gordy worked with Clay previously, and when I was at CPRA, I worked with Clay, and Clay's just one of the guys who recognizes how important, flood protection are and all the economy, similar to what they're trying to do in his parish as well, but he recognizes what's in the best interest of the state, what's in the best interest in our region is also in the best interest of the state. So he's supported us. He's been great in trying to get the funds that we need to accomplish a lot of the critical projects. And moving forward, he's always been supportive, and we appreciate his efforts. He looks out for the body in terms of a speaker. And Gordy can tell you, if you have a speaker who looks out for the body in the best interest of not only just the House of the state, it makes things a lot easier to get things accomplished.
Let me talk to Senator Mike Faison now. You're surrounded by House over here, Gordy, former House of Parish President now, but your thoughts on Clay and what kind of guy is he, and why have you all been so successful in getting all that done?
Well, he's the kind of guy that really understands what we need down here and how important it is for everything that we asked for the money for. And having these two guys in the House was great when they sent it all to me in the Senate. I had to work with the guys in the Senate and the guys and gals in the Senate and make sure we could get it done. And so we created a good scenario for the Houma in Terrebonne Parish and Lafourche Parish area. It really worked out well.
Yeah, the parish president, Gordon Dove, and I did joke with him. I got to be honest with you, when we talked, that he came over and he's ridden with you on the levees many times. And I asked him how many times did the word rocks come up, and he said too many to count. So your legacy is levees and rocks, which we all know works very well, but you've had a chance to work side by side with him. What kind of guy is he?
Oh, Martin, I've served with Clay Schexnayder, and because as Speaker, it's been incredible the amount of money that's come down here, especially thanks to these guys right here, the delegation. And, we've got more projects going on. I mean, we've gotten so much money for Terrebonne Parish, it's not even a headline much anymore, because it used to be, it would be a headline for $3 million, and that's with 10, 20, and because we have a $400 million lock system coming in, thanks to the Speaker and these guys that's being under construction right now in the HNC. Numerous pump stations, lock systems. I mean, it's just phenomenal, the amount of projects, and the people of Terrebonne are protected because of it.
All right, well, there you have it, from the delegations, the reps, the senators, the parish president, all here today. And I got to tell you, just sort of editorializing a little bit, Gordy's right. The monies that have come into this area, Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. Mary, Assumption, this whole area, it's been unbelievable. I've been on the news desk for many, many years, and the amount of funds that were rolling in is incredible. So we owe y'all a thanks, even on the media side. So thank y'all for what you do, and we'll be back with more. Don't go away.